Hey guys, welcome back to the Outlet Talk. I'm your host, Kayla, and today I have a special guest here with me. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
Hello, you guys. My name is Emmanuel. I'm 23 years old. I'm a content creator, model, fitness influencer, and just a man that is trying to inspire others.
Period. I love that. I like how you said, I am a content creator. I am a health and fitness influencer.
Oh yeah. And
It's like, and by the way,
I'm a child of God.
Period. Yes. What? Amen. I like that. So just to, start things off, I kind of want to break the ice a little bit. What can you share with us what your favorite childhood memory is or was?
Childhood memory.
Yes.
I mean, I wouldn't really say, I had good moments, but I would say it was not like my childhood, but just recently, I went to a Gymshark event. So for me, that was
everything.
That was the best moment of my life. It was a good time. Good time to be alive. You just had to be there.
Yeah.
You just had to be there. So it was fun. For those of you that didn't go, I'm sorry.
Hopefully they make another one. Because I would love to go. I didn't even know it was happening until I seen it on your Instagram and on Bree's Instagram. I was like, oh my gosh, there's a Gymshark event. I love the wear. I love their fits, the leggings, the pants, everything. I love all of the clothing that they have.
Yeah. And just meeting all those people face to face and having a conversation with them, not once, not twice, not 3 times, just over and over again. It was it was so surreal. I was happy. I was real happy.
In fact, I can see it. You look happy right now talking about it. I'm trying to think. What was my favorite childhood memory? I think my favorite childhood memory would have to be anytime I was with any of my cousins. It was always going to be a good time. We were literally obsessed with each other, and we still are. I love my cousins. I would do anything for them. So I think my favorite childhood memory would have to consist with them. But yeah, that's pretty much it. But thank you for sharing, Emmanuel.
No problem.
All right. So, I know that you're into health and wellness, and I'm into health and wellness. And I wanted to begin the conversation about healthy living. What does healthy living look like for you, and what does it mean for you?
Healthy living means first taking care of yourself. That starts with washing your face.
Yes.
Brushing your teeth. Taking a shower. Because those are things that a lot of people may push under the rug, or it may seem insignificant. Because you have 5 fingers on your hand. If you lose your thumb, you won't be able to pick anything up.
Yeah.
If you lose your pinky, which is the smallest, you're still going to be affected. So if you wake up in the morning and you don't brush your mouth, but you do everything else, and you try to talk to someone, people are going to notice because you use your mouth to speak. So that's taking care of yourself, make sure that you're well. Now, health, as far as having a good diet. Like me, I like to take my vitamins, after I eat. Some vitamins provide that you eat, while take them. So I take my vitamins, and those things help me throughout the day, to help me get energy. The food that I eat throughout the day, like fruits, carbs, rice, all those things, those help me to be able to function and be able to move with a lot of energy throughout the day, whether it be going to work or whether it be sitting in a long traffic, or even working out. Those are things that, I do to help me to be able to function well and to be able to move at a fast pace.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's important to know that healthy living is everything. Like you said, you pointed out just the simple things of washing your face, brushing your teeth. That's important. Going to sleep is also part of healthy living too, making sure you get adequate rest, because if you do not have rest, your body didn't have the chance to recuperate, to reset, pretty much is what I've come to understand. That what happens during sleep is like your body's like, you know, like, all right, let's close down the shop and let's just, you know, make sure we take the waste out. And they're like, you know, doing things that they probably weren't able to do during the day. And we can't control how our heart beats when our stomach is, you know, digesting our food, but we can control when and what we put into our body, how we treat our body, and the things that we do to take care of it. So I would agree with you and say, like, yeah, healthy living literally incorporates everything. Taking vitamins, making sure that you are like eating the right amounts of food, the right amount of protein. You mentioned carbs, like making sure that you allocate those things in a correct way for your body.
Exactly.
So how did you actually like get into fitness and health and wellness?
Honestly, it started, I would say, like my senior year of high school. I was on the football team. So like I was like in the gym, just always in the gym, whether it be outside of school or inside of school. But I would just say like I was always an athlete, you know, running along the block. I was in track. I did basketball. I did cross country. So I felt like I was a, you know, all around athlete, you feel me? But it didn't, I didn't really focus on like the eating aspect. I would say more so like drinking water, because as a track runner and as a football player, like you would have to drink to hydrate yourself, you know, so that when you go out in the hot sun, you know, that you don't pass out.
Yeah.
But I really took it into consideration, I would say 2021. That's when I really took it seriously. You know, that was shortly after the pandemic. Still kind of pandemic-y.
Yeah, exactly.
But I was like, I had to do some research. Okay, this is like what I'm seeing online. Not even online, but like what is the goal that I want for myself, you know, as far as like being healthy. Because most of the time, you ever be in a situation where you have to go get a physical, and like sometimes you feel like that you yourself, like you're doing the best that you can for your body, but when you go to get the physical and the doctor gives analysis of everything that's going on throughout your body, sometimes it comes out and it says, okay, your sugar's too high, or like you may be having high blood pressure or something, and you're like, okay, but I thought I was doing well. You know, so I really had to take those things into consideration. Okay, the food that I'm putting in my body, the amount of rest that I'm getting, because sometimes you can work, like go to the gym, be running however miles, but you don't rest. So now your body is struggling to grow. The muscles won't really expand. They'll grow, but they'll grow very slowly. So to answer your question, I just made up in my mind, you know, me, myself, to like, okay, I'm going to do the best that I can for me, myself, and I, for my body.
Yeah.
Because I have a goal for myself. And even now, I'm still in the process of reaching that goal, you know. So, yeah.
Thank you. I appreciate your honesty. So like I feel like around the pandemic time, that is when everyone kind of was trying to like get their life together, because we literally were given an opportunity to focus on ourselves, to finally take the moment and focus on ourselves. I think I can't say that I was an athlete in high school, but I was close. You know, I played. I tried. I played basketball and I played volleyball my junior and senior year of high school. Prior to that, I didn't do any working out. I didn't run. None of that. After high school, you know, I got used to the way that I felt and looked in high school, because in the latter years of my experience in high school, I was doing sports. And so then when I finished high school and I entered college, and no one is telling me, okay, you need to go and run 2 laps, you know, because it's basketball practice. No one's telling me to work out. I have to kind of figure that out on my own. Unfortunately, the freshman 15, I was a victim. I was a freshman 15, and I gained some weight. And I remember I looked at the scale and I was like, this is unacceptable. Like, unacceptable. So that is what kickstarted my health journey, or like my fitness journey at least. And I started running. During the pandemic. It was 2020, I remember, end of 2020. I was inspired. My friend, I saw her running on her, she would always post her Adidas like map thing. And I was like, oh my gosh, that looks like it's fun. So I was like, let me download Adidas and let me run. I have a park across the street. So I was like, my house. So I was like, let me run there. And I started running and I saw like progress like this. It was like amazing. I felt great. And like the runner's high is real. Like there's like a point in the run where the adrenaline is kicking and you're like, man, I feel unstoppable. Like I could keep going. So it started off with running, and then I was like, let me get into weightlifting because I was like, I see everybody's weightlifting. Let me try it. I did, and I enjoyed it. And then somewhere along that time frame, as I was like, getting better and doing all the things that I wanted for like my fitness journey, I actually went to the doctor because I was like, something's off. I feel kind of like weird. Like I'm not feeling as great as I used to. So I was like, let me go get checked just to make sure. And lo and behold, I was right. So like my blood work came back and there was one of my hormone levels that were elevated. And I was just like, dang, I knew it. I knew something was wrong. And so ever since then, I've kind of been like on a like route to try to figure out what to do and how to fix it. But recently I've been kind of humbled by God to not depend on my own to get myself like back to health. And I feel like it's been the most like the hardest season of my life because I'm a woman of discipline and that's how my parents raised me to be. When I work, I work hard and I put in that work and I'm consistent. I show up daily. I make sure I do the things that I need to do so I can see the results. But a person like me, when you're doing discipline and you're doing all those things and being consistent and you don't see the results, it literally sends me in like a complete panic and like I'm irate. I'm literally like, what do you mean? Like I pride myself on health. I pride myself on fitness. Like why am I not seeing the results? And I feel like in this season, God is telling me that your discipline can only take you so far. At the end of the day, you need me. Exactly. Like I should be the center of your life. And so I've been challenged in this season of my life to literally make God the center. Like I believe in God. I was always a Christian growing up. And I always I kept growing or reading the Bible and making sure that I nurtured my relationship with God, but not like I am now. Now I'm taking it to another level because I feel like the season that I'm in is calling me to do so, to step away from my discipline, to step away from my consistency. Those are the things that's all I've known my entire life. Step away from those things and to show up and literally first thing I do instead of going to the gym, pray. First thing I do instead of going to the gym, worship. Instead of going to the gym, just take a moment and read the Bible. Whereas before that came, last for me. Like at the end of my day, I'm going to go and read my Bible and pray and do my devotion. It wasn't first. So do you feel like...
Man, you speaking facts. Okay. So for me, every morning, I try my best to get up 5:30 and pray. I try my best to get up 5:30 in the morning and pray, even before I check my phone, to even see what time it is.
Yeah.
I pray, and then after I pray, wash my face, brush my teeth, I go and read. I read my word. Because that prayer and that reading of the word is saying, Lord, I am putting you first throughout my day. May you lead me. May you guide me. May you direct me. And I would say that last year I was doing it, but I was very inconsistent. And sometimes you would have things, people that will come across your life or across your path, and they don't mean harm.
Yeah.
But in the eyes of God, they are a distraction, or they are derailing you from the path that God has for you. And it may be something so simple, praying and reading. So last year, just like you said, you were going to the gym, being consistent, being diligent. Like that was a phrase that you do. And then after okay, let me read, let
Yeah.
me get 5 minutes
Yeah.
to share with God. And that was me. Like, I would drive to the gym. The gym was like 35 minutes away. So I would drive to the gym, and then like I'll sit in my car and be like, okay, then I'll open up my Bible and read. But it was like, no, like, before you leave the house,
Yeah.
sit down and break bread with me. Read my word, pray, let me lead you, let me guide you. And it came to the point where I was putting that person before him, I was putting the gym before him.
Yeah.
I was putting school, before him. I was saying, I gotta wake up and get ready for class. I'm late. I'll just get in my car and leave.
Yeah.
Instead of praying and asking him to guide me and direct me. So like, everything that you're saying is like, yeah, I felt that. Like, and it's like just like you said, the discipline and the consistency and diligence that you are known for, whether it come to school or to work or anything that you put your mind to.
Yeah.
I'm like that as well, but I see in a different type of way. I don't just put it to the side because I know that's also my character.
Yeah.
And I know that's who I am. But I say, okay, God, lead me. Because it says in the Bible, put your trust in the Lord and do not lean onto your own understanding. So, okay, God, this is my character traits. This is who I am. I am asking you to please lead me, guide me, direct me throughout this day. I know I'm a diligent person. I know I am consistent, whatever I put my mind to. But sometimes I try to do it by my own power. Please help me to not lean onto myself,
Yeah.
but to lean onto you to help me to push through. It's like you said, the adrenaline that you have when you run sometimes.
Yeah.
It's like all of a sudden you have that burst of power, And I feel like as though we have that, but in a sense, once we leave it up to God, we're going to have that adrenaline the whole way through.
Yeah. Yeah.
The whole way through.
Yep. And there's nothing better than doing life with God than doing life without God. I've noticed that for me, that's God is always there, right? The Holy Spirit's always there. I feel like God was always there in my life, but
Got it.
to acknowledge Him is, I think, important because, like you said, you need to put Him first. Like, He wants us to come to Him. He wants, draw near to me is what He says, and I will draw near to you. So we have to actually do the, first step of drawing near.
And like, just to say one more thing.
No, you're fine.
So like,
listen, this is your space. Speak.
So like this morning I was in the gym, and my cousin has sent me a video of like an inspirational speech of Ray Lewis. So it was a long video, but in that video, it basically spoke about how he was coming out of a club, and he came out of the club, with his friends, and he's like trying to leave. His limousine is parked outside, the only car that's there, and a fight goes out. So a fight breaks out. He, rushed to leave. Gunshots fire. So he didn't get hit, but they sped off. He ran away, or he drove off with the guy in the limousine. Made it to the hotel. He was like, the next day, he said that there were reports and news that the police are looking for a getaway driver in a limousine that was caught in crossfire. Long story short, those people that were in the crossfire, they died. And if I'm correct, they pinned it on Ray Lewis, and he got arrested. He went to jail in front of his 3 children and his wife. They convicted him, I guess, for murder, whatever the case was. And he went to jail. And he was like, he just sat there and was just sitting down looking at the walls. And then he said this was the first time he heard the voice of God very clear. Clear. He was like, So now, do you trust me? So it's like we try to do everything with our own strength. We put our trust in ourselves. But even our own strength cannot take us so far. It can only take us so far.
Yeah.
You know? It can only go up to here.
Yeah.
But God is saying, I could take you farther, further. Just trust me. Like, do you trust me now? He was like, he heard that voice. He was like, yeah, this is God.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah.
I think that's awesome, because you know when it's God speaking. Like, you absolutely know when he's speaking. And kudos to him for being in a moment where he can even listen, be vulnerable to listen. I think it's important that we keep our ears open, because I'm sure God is trying to tell us something all the time, but because life gets so busy, because life does life, like we suffer on this side of glory. And I don't doubt that it's for nothing. I believe that, like the Bible says, all things work together for the good of those who love him. And I think even in, tragedy, even in something like that Ray Lewis went through, I think God is going to use that and, bring him out of that. And he'll have a testimony. He'll have something to say. He'll be able to encourage people, to bring glory back to God at the end of the day. Everything that we go through it so that God can bring back the glory. And it reminds me of something that I experienced when I was a child. I'm the only girl of that my parents have. So I'm one, and I have two brothers, so it's three of us. But I'm the oldest, but I'm the only girl. So I felt like I never had my counterpart, like my sister, or like someone that I can call like my best friend. And my brothers had their counterparts that they could be best friends with each other. And I would say, like, at some point I would envy that, because I'm like, dang, like, I just want a sister. Like, I want someone who I can, call like my friend. And recently I feel like I've been even convicted in that, where God is just like, I'm your friend. I'm here. You were crying for so long that you wanted a sister, but I'm your friend. I'm here. Like, take the time to enjoy me, talk to me, tell me everything. I will literally listen. And so that's I just wanted to add that in, because I was like, literally, I've experienced that. And it's funny how when you find yourself you'll find yourself in a situation, and that's when the Lord will literally reveal himself to you. And it's at your lowest moment. It's at your lowest when he's just like there. But the Bible says that he is made strong through our weakness. So we need to be weak for him to be strong in our lives. Okay, so how have you overcome adversity, and what are some tools that you can give our viewers?
Have you ever been in one of life's storms? There's 3 storms. One, you're going through a storm. 2, you're coming out of a storm. And 3, you're just now entering into a storm. And in those storms comes adversity. As a matter of fact, the storm itself is the adversity. Headaches, pain, doubt, stress, disbelief, confusion. So I look at those things as pillars to somehow, some way push me forward. Those are obstacles that I need to overcome. How I overcome it? By trusting God. By putting my faith in him. And not allowing myself to doubt, or not allowing myself to worry that this storm is taking its toll on me, that this adversity that I'm going through, that whether it's coming from the left or the right, or from up or from down, that it's going to change my objective. It's going to change my goal, or my perspective on what is it that I'm trying to do. So like I said, I put my trust in God. I put my faith in him, that he, through me, will carry me through this trouble, this wellness, this uncertainty that I'm going through. And at times it will take a toll on you. Like I said, stress. Sometimes you may even be thinking about something for so long, you can put yourself in a mood.
Yeah.
Like, dang, I don't know, I can overcome this. Like, I don't even want to go to the gym. I don't even want to work out. I don't want to do anything. You start doubting yourself. You start questioning yourself. You even, those negative thoughts, you even start to believe them. But no, like, you're going to be able to go through those storms. You're going to be able to fight through them. And you're going to trust and believe that God has your back.
Yeah. I agree with you. I think, because I was, even myself, me thinking of the question, I was just like, how have I overcome adversity? And just to kind of bring back, like I've mentioned that I'm a person who is very disciplined and consistent. So I've used my discipline and my consistency as a way to overcome adversity growing up. That's what I used to not feel the pain that I'm going through when I'm going through it. It worked to my benefit, because in a benefit, like, and I put quotation, because at my highest point of success, I was the most depressed. But no one really could tell, because wow, she's top of her class, she's playing sports, she's got the award for this and this and that, and she seems like she's doing great. But deep down inside, I am suffering. I am literally like on the brink. I've come to a point in my life, at that season of my life, where I did not want to continue, but I got up out of discipline. That's what carried me. And so now that I'm in a different season of my life, I'm on the other side of it. I've experienced a little bit of healing through therapy, through educating myself about the effects of trauma and how that plays a role in your life. And now that I'm like, I know better, right? And I also have faith in God. Now it's just a matter of switching the orders, because before I was solely dependent on my discipline and my consistency to get me through life. And now I'm in a season of my life where I feel like God is telling me, like, you of little faith, like, your discipline cannot take you anywhere. And I like, naturally I'm a panicky person. So if we, like, believe it or not, I may not show it, but like, if I'm going through something inside, I'm in straight panic. So I feel like, I was saying this yesterday, because we're doing this book club on the book of The Awe of God by John Bevere. I highly suggest you reading that book. It's like amazing. But I was telling them yesterday, I was like, if I was there back then when Jesus had to feed the crowd with the fish and the bread. I can't remember how many loaves. I think it was 3 loaves bread, 2 fish, right? Three loaves, 2 fish. I would have been panicking. I would have been like, God, do you not see what's inside the basket? It's only two fish, and you want us to feed everyone? I would literally be that person who's panicking. And then Jesus would have had to be like, look, and just show that he just started feeding everyone. So in this season of my life, right, I'm stripped away of my discipline because it's not working. I'm stripped away of my consistency because it's not working. That's what I feel like right now. It's not working. I'm stripped of it. And I feel like right now God is really bringing me to a point where I have to come to him. Absolutely. And there is nothing that, like, even when I do reach the success that I'm trying to reach to, or I see the progress that I'm trying to reach, or I obtain it, it's not going to be by my own might. It's going to be because of God. And Absolutely. I feel like he's putting me intentionally in this position, because for some time I really thought I was doing it. Like, like, I got this. I was getting through life. I'm healing. I'm this, I'm that. And you can get caught up in that, even the verbiage, I'm this, or I'm doing this for myself. It's like, no, you don't even tell yourself to wake up. You don't even tell yourself to beat. You don't even tell your heart to beat. You don't even tell, like, you don't even tell your stomach to digest your food. We literally are not in control at all. And even when I was an illusion. Control is an illusion. To think that you have control of your life is an illusion, because I feel like God will allow you to go so far and to let you think that you have control, just to show you do not have control.
Absolutely.
And so I like what you said, like, have faith. That's how to overcome adversity. Yeah. Because for a long time, that's not how I overcame adversity.
Yeah. And just to even piggyback on what you said, I believe you said that you tried it with your own might.
Yeah.
And it didn't work. So like last year, I was taking a couple of classes that I've been struggling with for quite some time. And I was like, okay, this is my last chance. If I don't pass it, I'm getting kicked out the university.
Yeah.
If I do pass it, all right, I'm gonna keep going. So I was trying my best. Like, the professor was horrible. We had a textbook. That textbook was like $300, and like the way he taught was like he would just be talking like so fast, and like you ask him a question, read the textbook. And the textbook and what he was saying was two different things.
Yeah.
He had no type of worksheets, no work, nothing like that. So like I was studying. I would go to the groups, go to the study groups, study. I would go to other tutors, study, still didn't understand. So I'm like, dang, like I'm putting in all this work. I'm waking up every morning at 7 to get to class early. I'm like one of the first people there. I'm asking questions. I'm going to the tutors. I'm trying my best the way that I know how to try, dedicating hours and time to study, to review, and it's not working. I'm like, God, like I can't do this. Like I need your help. Like I cried.
Yeah.
I cried and I was praying. I was like, God, like if there's someone that can help me get out of this storm that I'm in, it's only you. Because mom can't help, dad can't help. And they ain't never take these classes before.
Yeah.
The tutors are looking at it and like they're confused. And you're a tutor. So it's like, God, what do I do? And lo and behold, I passed the class.
Amen. And congratulations.
I was so happy. I was real happy.
God is good.
But like I just laid it all down to him. I laid it down. I'm like, I tried it with my strength, and it didn't work. I tried it with my might. It didn't work. So I just put my trust in you. And he always prevails. Yeah. Every time.
That's deep. I like that. Congratulations. Because, man, I know exactly how it feels to keep failing something. But again, I think it's important that we go through these things so that we can be brought back to have faith in God. Like, have faith in him, because he cares about us. He really does. And when you're going through life, it's hard to think that God cares about you because of the things that we experience. And that's and it's real, because again, we are suffering. But just if you just take the moment to think back to the simple sacrifice that Jesus has did for us, the whole plan that God created so that we can obtain salvation, that alone should tell us like he cares about us. He loved us. Absolutely. He loved us first, So it's inspiring to hear that you're able to be brought back to God, because another thing, right? Like, we're young. We're 23, 22. We're young. And this is not what the youth, especially of our generation, are doing. They are doing strange things out there. We are living in stranger things. Like, we are living in that time. And I think it's inspiring. I think this is why, especially because you want to be a content creator. I want to be a content creator. I want to, influence the generation in a positive way. And I think it's important that we have people who are men and women of God who are influencing the industry, because we need to bring him back to glory. We need to let's let him not regret that he created us, Let's Absolutely. Not grieve his heart. So, yeah. Do you have anything to add?
Yeah. So sometimes I like to call it delayed gratification. We work, no result. Okay. keep going. You work, you work, you work, you work. No result. All right, keep going. You work, you work, you work, you work, you work. No result. One last time. You work, you work, you work, you work. All the times that you work, those months, even years, many years, you finally get it. It's like you worship God, you praise Him, you glorify Him, you go to Bible study, go to services, Sunday service, whatever services that you have, you dedicate your time and your effort into praying and trying to get closer to Him. But it's not every time you get the answer right then and there.
Yeah.
Sometimes His silence is an answer, meaning that, okay, you've prayed unto me, maybe this one time, maybe twice, okay, 3 times. Are you still going to be consistent and trusting in me and believing in me? Are you still going to have that faith, even if you're going through adversity, even though you're going through your trials and tribulations? Are you still going to trust in me, believe in me, and that one moment that you give it another try, you get everything that you asked for? Also, it's like going to the gym. You go to the gym, but it's not every time that you go that you see the results.
Yeah.
You know, if you go for like a 5K run, it's not just that one day that you run. Oh yeah, I did 5K. Then you could know it's after weeks of running, maybe even months of running.
Yeah.
Running. Your body, your muscles will become familiar. Though yes, they'll be sore. They may hurt for a couple of days, but after repetition and consistency, then you'll see that, okay, I'm trying to get used to this. And then once it's that meet or that marathon, you'll see the major difference. That is the gratification. It may be delayed because you may not see it right then and there.
Yeah, but eventually
you'll get it.
That's so true. I like that. I feel like I live by that in a way, but without realizing that that's what I'm living, delayed gratification. But I think also too, we live in a society where we want instant gratification. We want to be gratified immediately. We want to feel satisfied immediately. We want to see results. We want to put it in the microwave and be able to take it out in 5 seconds.
Fast food.
Literally, we want fast food. We want fast food.
Yeah.
And it's crazy because it's like, no, that's not where character is developed in fastness. We aren't going to be molded because it's quick. We're molded in the trial. So like when we're in the storm, we're going through things, that is when we're being shaped, right? And then if we're believers, if you are a believer, that's when you're being refined to look more like Christ.
Yes.
So I feel like it's a hard one to swallow. It is, because when life is happening, you're just like, oh, like I just want it to be better. I just want it to get better. But even me, myself, I'm learning in this season of my life, like, stop looking at the goal. Stop looking at the end, the journey, literally what you're going through in the moment, day by day. This is what you're supposed to be focusing on. Like, enjoy it.
Absolutely, yeah. And it's like, you speaking facts. It's like we're so focused on getting, okay, this is my goal. We're so focused on getting there, but we fail to realize that the beauty of it is the journey. The beauty of it is getting there. And sometimes, no, most of the time, we say, okay, this is where I want to go. But even when we get to our destination, we're not satisfied.
Yeah.
And we forget everything that we've gone through. We forget everything that has happened. You know?
Yeah.
And then, okay, even when we're on the journey, we stray to the left or we stray to the right. We wander off. You know, our mind is everywhere. We're not really focused on what is going on. We get distracted. And like we fail to consume and just be happy and just be appreciative of what's in front of us right now. Because we're not going to see how should I say? You're not going to see like Rome wasn't built in one day. Rome was not built in one day. So like you're not gonna see everything that you're putting your hard work in that day.
Yeah.
But you just have to remember it's a journey. Like it goes brick by brick, one step after another, one day at a time.
Yep, literally.
Like that song, one day at a time. Yeah, so it's like it's a one day at a time, and you just have to be appreciative for the people that you see, the people that you come across, people that you come along, that even the difficult times that you have, because you look back and like, dang, I went through this, but now I'm here. And even the now that I'm here is not the final destination.
Exactly.
Because you still got to keep going and keep pushing.
Yep.
You know? And like, I might even be off topic, but...
It's okay. Get off topic.
But like, even like with marriage, it is not the end all be all.
Yeah.
It's not, okay, once I get married, I'm happy.
Yeah.
You know, I'm this, I'm that. I'm living the lavish life. No, it's they take a vow. I think it's to death do us part.
Yeah.
You know, you it's not everything that you go through will be happy go lucky.
Yeah.
You're gonna go through arguments, through fights, through struggles, through disagreements. You know, so it's like you ask God to help you get there. Yes, you still need Him when you get there.
Yep.
And to keep pushing you forward, to keep allowing yourself to go, because we cannot do it by our own strength.
Yeah. You just said something that's so like important. You still need God even when you get there, even when you get to the destination, even when you get to Canaan, to the promised land, you still need God.
Absolutely.
And also too, when I think there's something powerful about being able to still praise God even when you are in the midst of a storm, to still be able to be like, God, you are awesome. God, you are holy. God, you are good. Knowing that right now in your physical situation, life sucks. It's everything but good, but you still look up at God and you're like, you still are good. And I think it's important for us to not immediately want to label God as, oh, you're doing this to me, you're causing this to happen to my life. Let's separate that, right? Life doesn't happen to us, it happens for us. So if life is supposed to happen for us, right? And everything, literally like I said earlier, everything, all things happen for the good of those who love the Lord. So if all things happen for the good, that means it doesn't matter what you're going through. God will force the good out of it. His hand will force the good out of that situation. So, and He's a good God. And if we believe that He's a good God, He can do no evil. He can do no wrong. So that means that even in our trauma, even in our struggles, He is going to use that for our good. We live in a sinful world. You know, sin has tainted everything. Even in the purest form, humans cannot love properly. Our love is flawed, even in its purest form. Even if my intentions are pure, there's something in the communication that to that other person, it's still received in a wrong way. So we have to learn to literally like put God at the forefront of our lives. Seek ye first the kingdom of God, and all these things shall be added unto you. And I'm learning that. I'm literally learning that, and I'm seeing it become alive in my life, because like I always gave God glory. But did I give God glory first? And then I did what I needed. That was a different story. Like I mentioned, like I would go about my whole entire day. At the end of my day, then I'm like, all right, God, thank you for, giving me a good day. No, wake up and say, thank you, God. Thank you for waking me up.
Absolutely.
Because He's the one who woke you up. Like I didn't wake myself up. Some people didn't make it this, like, and that's another like sobering thought. Like some people did not. I got to wake up. Out of everybody on this earth, God, you chose me to wake up the next day. You chose me to get back and make it to the footsteps of my home. You know how many people die in a car accident? Like they go on the road, and it's not even their fault, but they die in a car. It's like, like we take life for like literally for granted. We take it for granted, and we have to be grateful. We have to be grateful for what we have. And my therapist told me this too. She would always be like, anytime that you start to feel like you want to be like, woe is me, and like cry and like, like be all depressed, remember the things that you have and be thankful. Start being thankful. Thank God. Have a spirit of gratitude, and you'll see your entire mood, your entire atmosphere shift, because you switch that mindset from being woe is me, oh life is so tough, it sucks, and to just, God, I thank you for waking me up. Thank you that I have legs. Thank you that I'm able to walk. Thank you that I have 5 fingers. Because you literally don't realize what you have until you lose it. We take things for granted. Like you're saying earlier, we need our thumb to pick stuff up. We need our pinky. God forbid we lose our fingers. We're left with 3. You're going to wish like, dang, I wish I picked up everything when I had my, all 5 of my fingers. And in that same way, it's like, let's be in that same kind of like mentality now. But it's hard. It is hard. It's not easy. I'm not saying it's easy. It's easier said than done. But I think it's possible. I think we can, put God first. He requires that. It's a required thing. His required thing. So, and we must love him. Love God. That's another thing too, man.
Absolutely.
But I'm going to go ahead and ask you the unplug moment question.
Okay.
We're going to unplug just a little bit from the conversation. Not too far away, but still in the midst of what we're talking about. So, Emmanuel, what challenges do you typically face when trying to live a healthy life grounded in faith, and how have you overcome it? So what challenges do you typically face when trying to live a healthy life grounded in faith, and how have you overcome them?
Challenges.
So what challenges have you had with even having faith, like trying to live life in faith?
That's a very good question. I would say one, eating. Because nowadays is gotta eat healthy, and if you don't eat healthy one day, then it just messes up your regimen for the rest of the week.
Yeah,
which I wouldn't say is true, because it's like if you take a candy one time, you like the candy, is that the day that you're gonna get the cavity? No. So sometimes I tend to be like, one Wendy's wouldn't hurt, or one Chick-fil-A wouldn't hurt, but if sometimes I find myself doing it more than often, so I have to caution myself. So, and then I give myself the excuse oh yeah, I'm bulking, so
so I can eat whatever I want.
So
I'm bulky.
yeah, I can. Well, technically I can, but at the same time it's dang, I'm not trying to dirty bulk.
Yeah.
And then I'm just eating whatever, but I have to be cautious of that, and I have to trust and believe that, okay, because my body is a holy temple. So all these fast food and all these things, is that holy in a sense?
Yeah.
Is that good?
Yeah.
Is that good for my body? So that's a mental challenge that I have to hurdle over. And what I've done, and I'm doing more consistently, is meal plans, meal preps, making food from home, healthier foods, and take it. Now, I carry a big cooler
around town.
Yeah, I have a cooler. I have all my foods in there. I just put some ice in there. Let it cool so you don't get messed up throughout the day. But that's the more healthy route, that I'm taking, because it's easy just to quick stop, get a little food on the road, and it's fast, it's quick.
Yeah,
you get it right then and there. But is that really good for you? Is that helping you? And then the other challenge, with working out and social media and everything, is the females. It just made me laugh. It makes me laugh because it's they get so, I don't know, they hyperation and stuff, so and especially in this day and age, you have to like stay focused.
Mm-hmm.
And I will not lie, like it does get a bit difficult at times. You know, it does get a bit hard, but I have to ask God, say, God, please help me. You know, like to stay focused, you know, and just put my trust and my faith in him and not lean to the left or to the right.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because those things will come whether we like it or not.
Yeah.
You know, so that is a challenge that I'm overcoming, you know, because it comes with it.
Yeah.
You know, I believe it goes hand in hand.
Yeah.
With all the like the social media and the going to the gym, like you're gonna see it's right in front of you.
Yeah.
Like you can't just close your eyes and walk.
Yeah, exactly.
You'll fall into a ditch.
Mm-hmm.
So
that's so true. I can kind of relate to you because you said with the food.
Yeah.
I sometimes I'm my biggest critic. I'm my toughest. Like I'm really hard on myself. I beat myself up for a lot of things. And so, and sometimes me like eating out or getting something, and I wouldn't even eat like anything crazy. For me, it's more so like, I just tell myself, you had a plan, you had a thing that you were supposed to stick to, and you're not sticking to it. And you said, you're not a woman of your word now. And I'm just like, like I attack myself. And so I'm trying to learn to come out of that and now I'm just living to just say my body's a temple and I will feed my body what I feel like is best for it in this current moment. And I also think like if back then, right? Yeah. And before people went in the temple to give their sacrifice before the Lord. Yeah. They picked their best thing before they went into the temple to bring it to God as an offering. In that same way, my body is a temple. So I have to pick the best things to feed my body so that it can run at its greatest potential as a temple. And in the same way it's like it's not just food, it's food, what I drink and what I eat spiritually. Because whatever happens in the physical realm, whatever we see happen in the physical realm, happen in the spiritual first, in the spiritual realm first. So in our spirit man first. So what I always like to think, what am I not doing spiritually that's causing me to experience this thing physically? Like, so it's making me think in that way. And so I am now realizing just, okay, I'm going to feed my body, to treat my mind, to treat my spirit in a holy way, set apart from what society, what life, what everyone wants me to be. I'm going to set myself apart from that because I'm not living for people. I'm living for God. And so so all of that will come, like you said, the money will come, marriage will come, success will come, finances will come, all this will come. But what am I doing right now? I have to live for God. And so the challenge for me is to just keep reminding myself that like I'm living for God, I'm not living for others, because it could get discouraging when I know that I have faith in, or I got a vision about something and I know that this is what God has promised me. And it's like, how come I'm not seeing it yet, God? And I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing. And so I'm like, I'm doing it. I saw it. You showed it to me and I'm not seeing that yet. And because, or like, I may not get the views or whatever the case may be, but it's like, I'm not living for the views. I'm living for God. So bump the views. I can get 0 views, but as long as I'm doing it and wake up every day and I'm doing it for God, I'm walking in my full divine purpose.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And like, you said something very powerful. It's like, okay, I had this dream, or like I seen this vision. Like, why am I not seeing it? Like, God, like you spoke to me through the dream, you spoke to me through the vision. So like, why is it not I'm seeing it? You know, sometimes we place a time limit. Yeah. We try to clock it. Like, okay, it's supposed to happen at this time, or like 2 years from now, this is gonna happen. You know, and then when it doesn't happen, we're like, oh God, like we put the blame on God. But no, even if that is the case, like patience is key, because you can have a plan for your life, you can have a goal for your life, even if you said God showed you this. Sometimes you could be looking at the goal, but patience is the key, because you need to like trust in Him and just wait, because it's not everything that shines is gold. Yeah, it's like wolves in sheep's clothing. that person or that thing can be a wolf in sheep clothing, and it may look good.
Yeah.
Like, oh yeah, that's it.
That's-
like, oh yeah, that's the person. But like, no, just wait. Be patient. Wait on God. Even though, okay, this is what you heard. Even okay, that's what He showed you. Just wait. Say, God, is this what you showed me? Is this real? Like, this is what I've been praying for? Because remember one thing. Even Satan, he also hears and listens.
Yeah.
So he could send an agent.
Yep.
All right.
Yep. Steer her off her
To
path.
steer off, to derail her. Because I can see the blessing that God has for her or for him. I see where God is taking him or taking her. I can see it. It's bright. It's shining. But derail her. Derail 5 years. Derail 2 years. Derail a couple more months.
Yep.
And then you'll be so gullible. And we as Christians, we sometimes just jump the gun.
Yeah.
We're like, oh yeah, that's it. And we just go and grab it without saying, wait, let me go back to God and ask him or pray to say, God, is this what you showed me? You know, I'm patiently waiting. I don't want to just do something out of my feelings, how I feel. Because it's out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speak it.
Yep.
You know? And the heart is very deceitful.
Yep.
And it's just, oh, I feel like this. So we just move out of our feelings and not by what God told us, or not using our head. And then that's how we get into things that we find ourselves not to be. We're like, but God, you said, or God, you showed me. And then God is looking at you like, did I tell you that? You know, so like that what you said was very powerful.
It was. All right, so we're gonna plug back into the conversation. Next question I have for you is, what role does self-forgiveness play in your life? Does this tie into your health journey and lifestyle?
Absolutely. So there was a point in my life where, well, I'm the first son. And with that comes a lot of responsibilities. Having to be a big brother and also a parent at the same time, it's
stressful.
It's stressful. And like at times it doesn't paint a good picture as far as the siblings, because they think that you're being a pick-me, you know, for the parents, and then one day you're on their side, and the next day you're with their parents. But it's like, no, like I have to play two roles, so just bear with me, you know. And as they got older, I guess they started to understand, and I began to like, okay, transition a bit. Like, yes, I'm your older brother, or like, yes, I'm your older brother, you know, I gotta be the parent, but I'm kind of tired of that now, because it started to take a toll. I started to take a toll on my mind, like, I'm not able to achieve this. Like, I'm not able to like overcome this goal, or like I'm struggling with this. Like, how can I do this? You know? And as far as like health, like I was in school and I was struggling, and I couldn't talk to my parents because I believe they didn't understand. And as far as education wise, I was already way past them. So me coming to them for help would be like, okay, you could talk to me, but I need a solution, you know? And I felt that they just didn't understand. So I went to therapy. And it was the first time I went to therapy, and I enjoyed it. I really enjoyed it because I was able to just vent. Like, just talk. You know? Because most of the time I hold in all my emotions. I wait till it gets to the tippy top. Then I explode. Which is not good. You know? So I had to forgive myself and tell myself that even though I've been through a lot of troubles, even though like mentally, even though I wasn't able to overcome, or didn't pass this class, or I didn't do this PR, or I wasn't able to, how should I say, to exceed the expectations that were already put on me. I had to tell myself, it's all right. It's okay. You're not Superman. You're not superhuman.
Yep.
You are a human. And you have to put your trust in God. Because even Superman has an off day.
Yeah.
Even Superman has a rest day. Like, relax. Take it easy. And because I was like thinking so much, I was stressing out with exams. I was stressing out with, okay, if I don't pass this, what will my parents think? You know, because they're paying for school. Like if I don't get this good grade, like, and I fail the class, then like they're gonna have to pay extra money, and we're trying to do this or trying to do that. So I was thinking of many things. Okay, if I don't do this, then how would I be able to help my brother? Or like, what would this person say? What would that person say? So I begin to stress. I begin to overthink. Excuse me. I begin to have like thoughts in my mind. Okay, like this is actually prolonging my graduation date. So like what are my sisters gonna say? Like my parents gonna say? Like this, that, this. So a lot of scenarios and thoughts and everything were just going in my head. Like, okay, like I need to go to the gym, or I need to do this. Like I'm not able to do that, you know? So I went to therapy, and she was just like, just breathe. Just take a deep breath and forgive yourself. Because sometimes we try too hard and we beat ourselves up for the littlest things. And that affects us. That affects me. So I had to really sit back and be like, okay, this is not good. Because at a point in time, I wasn't going to the gym as much. Probably went like once a week, maybe twice. I wasn't really eating. I got stressed out to the point where I even went to the hospital. And like I had a fever and stuff like that, I think. But like it was really bad. So like just giving yourself grace and forgiving yourself. Like it's okay. You tried. There's always tomorrow. Yep. There's always tomorrow. So yeah.
I agree. And I'm so happy that you went to therapy. I'm so happy for you, because literally I am a walking billboard for therapy. I'm always telling someone, are you in therapy? Do you go to therapy? Have you tried therapy? And I'm so glad that you went. And I love therapy. I think, again, like my whole entire thing, or like different things that I live by is, you know, put God first, I educate myself, and therapy. Because therapy helps you to process. You know, we've gone through a lot of things, and people, you know, we use the word trauma now a lot, but like per definition, trauma is not the event that happened to you. It's what happens because of the event, what happens inside internally because of the event. So how does your body, how does your brain register what happened to you? And how does it use it now as a coping mechanism for life? And just a little science fact, our amygdala in our brain is our emergency system. It literally sounds an alarm whenever it feels or thinks that it's going through something just nearly as close to what you've gone through in trauma, right? So our amygdala registers that how we felt, what we smelled around us, well, what people were feeling, the energy. So later on in life, you'll find yourself, maybe you go into a new room, and you meet new people, and all of a sudden you just start to feel anxious. And you're probably wondering, why am I feeling anxious? That's your amygdala just feeling like, or your brain feeling like you're you might be experiencing the same thing you experienced in your childhood or in a past trauma. And I didn't know that until my therapist told me that. She educated me. And that's why I'm like, with knowledge comes power, like power to understand or to realize. And even in the Bible, it says the people perished because of lack of knowledge. So it's important to educate yourself in all aspects. Learn more about God. Learn who Jesus is. Definitely learn what he did for us and what he continues to do. He continues a great pursuit for us to be a part of him, to be with him in his kingdom. Learn about trauma. Learn about what your trauma, learn about what that did for you and how that reflects or shows up in your current life today. People love to say, oh, I'm fine, it didn't really affect me. No, it does. That's why you're short-tempered. That's why you like be acting crazy with people. Like it shows up in the craziest way. That's why you have trust issues. You have trust issues not because a guy broke your heart when you were like in kindergarten. No, you have trust issues because from 0 to 5 years old, maybe you felt like you couldn't trust your parents. Maybe they did something to you. And maybe they probably, even in the slightest thing is like letting a kid cry for too long and the parent didn't come to save them. That in their brain, the kid registers like, I cannot depend on my parents to be there for me when I'm in distress. It's as little as that. And your brain will register that it'll register in your brain. So that'll be the first moment at which you had trust issues or started to develop those trust issues. It's not because someone in your latter life. That's why it's always like dig into your childhood to figure out why you are who you are, because your childhood is literally the foundation of your entire being. And so self-forgiveness plays a big role into there, because when you get older and you start operating out of just survival, or you're operating out of just trying to, make the best of what you can out of life right now, you literally have to forgive yourself for doing that, because you don't know better. You don't have the tools. Now, you get the tools so that you are able to live life and have live a better quality of life when it comes to engaging with people and even in your relationship with God, because that bleeds into your relationship with God too. Trust issues with your earthly parents is going to reflect trust issues with God, who is your father. So that they're parallel to each other too. So I've learned like self-forgiveness plays a huge role in a lot of things. And if you do not forgive yourself and extend yourself grace. That's a big one too. Mm-hmm. Give yourself grace. You're human. We're human beings. Like you said, we're not superheroes. We're literally human beings. We bleed. If someone cuts me right now, I am going to bleed.
Absolutely. The
same way if someone says something to me, I am going to bleed emotionally. I am going to feel emotions, and that's okay. And I feel like it was taboo. Now, we're trying to be more accepting of everyone's emotions and stuff. But there's obviously boundaries to that too, because we can't, you know what I'm saying? Like we can't be crying for everything, come on, we got to have some kind of like tough skin, but I definitely think it's important to acknowledge that we are emotional beings.
Yeah. Dang, I just lost my thought. It's okay. I lost my thought, but you said something about what was it you said? Oh, forgiving. Mm-hmm. We're speaking about forgiveness, right? Mm-hmm. Like for me, I don't hold no grudges to nobody. I would say I do forgive, which I do. Like I don't say I don't, but like I do forgive. Like dang, like you mess up. All right. But I believe like the thing with me is like if you come across me like the wrong way, like it's like dang, why you did that? Mm-hmm. And most of the time it's like, well, sometimes like I would get angry and like I would like lash out. And then I'll calm down. All right, no problem. I'll go talk to the person and we done. But it's like I won't forget. Yeah. And then that's where that's where the technicality is. It's like, okay, you forgave me, but deep down inside you're still angry about it. Yeah. So it's like I'm trying just let it go. Because it does hurt sometimes. it does really hurt. Like, why would you do that?
Yeah.
Like, come on, bro. Like, why would you do that?
Yeah.
And it even hurts more when it's someone that you look up to.
Yeah. You care about.
Hurts. It hurts really bad. The one person that you look up to, like your role model, and it's like, dang, I thought you was different.
Mm-hmm.
Now you just one of them.
Now you just like everybody else.
Yeah.
Turns out you're a human.
Yeah. But so like I'm learning now just to like let it go. Just let it go. Let God take control and let God handle it.
Okay, so what advice do you have for someone struggling to maintain consistency in their health journey?
It is all a process. Just a process. Rome was not built in one day. They had ups and downs. They had hiccups. So if you go to the gym one day for 5 minutes, that's good.
Mm-hmm.
If you could go again the next day, 5 minutes, that's good. You go 5 days a week, every day to the gym for 5 minutes. You're building up something.
Exactly.
So don't look at the next person or don't look behind and say, oh, but this is what this person is doing or that was this person is doing. Just focus on you.
Mm-hmm.
Focus on yourself. Focus on what you got going on, because after time, you will build that consistency to keep going, to keep pushing. It's like some people can't do 50 push-ups. That doesn't make them weak.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean that they're insignificant or they're not relevant.
Mm-hmm.
But if you can do 5 push-ups, rest, and then do another 5.
Exactly.
And then so on and so forth, you'll eventually get to that 50.
Mm-hmm.
So it just takes time. It takes patience to get to the goal that you want and to do the things that you need to do. So just have an open mind and don't beat yourself up. So, yeah.
I like that. I think that's good. And to add on to what she said, or like to just piggyback off what she said, honestly, because you literally you said them in the great ways, in the greatest way possible. It's important to understand that, again, like you're human, you're not a superhero. Take your time. Like you said, like if you can only devote 5 minutes to the gym, devote those 5 minutes. Don't kill yourself. And I like the analogy that she used with the push-ups. Okay, it's okay if you can't do all 50 at one time. Nobody ever was able to do 50 push-ups at one time. They always had to start somewhere. Everyone had to start at the bottom. Absolutely. And then you said not to look back, not to look, at other people. Yeah, comparison is a thief of joy. If you compare yourself to others, you will literally rob yourself of your own experience because you're trying to live through someone else. You're not that person. Their body is different. Their metabolism is different. Their genes, genetic makeup is different. We cannot compare. Yes, it's good to, research, get advice, look around to see what everyone is doing, how they're getting it done. But to try to adopt someone's full regimen as your own and then be upset when it doesn't when you don't reap the results of the other person, it's because that it's not for you. It's you have to be authentic, you have to be yourself, and you can manipulate things to make it your own. But that's the biggest advice I would say, is to not compare yourself to other people. And then to remember who you're doing all of this for. Remember that there's someone higher than yourself, and his name is Jesus. And ultimately, that's what matters. And I think the whole entire purpose of making sure that your body is in its best shape of its life, essentially, that you're building yourself up, is to really just be a temple. Be in the best shape so that the Holy Spirit can rest in you in a good environment. So That's pretty much all the advice that I could give.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Emmanuel, for coming on this episode podcast. I am beyond thankful. Thank you for your vulnerability. Thank you for your ability to explain things and take your time and bring us in on your journey and your lifestyle. If you could tell, our viewers where they could find you on Instagram.
You can find me at EmanGotFans, EmanGotFans.
Period. And do you have a TikTok or no?
Oh, yeah, I have a TikTok, but I forgot the name. But I mean, if they click the link in my bio, then
they could find it. Yeah. Okay, bet. So go ahead, y'all follow Emmanuel on Instagram at EmanGotFans. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram at KXYRenee. Don't forget to follow The Outlet Talk on Instagram. It's The Outlet Talk. And I'll see you guys on the next episode. Please comment, subscribe, like, repost, share it. Show your mama, show your daddy, show your granddaddy, show everybody, because this is where they're going to want to be for the next episode. Sir. Thank you guys again. Have a good day. Bye. Peace. This is The Outlet Talk, created by yours truly, picture and sound by Dre, music by Louis and Mar.